Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Zaina Mohammed, and today we're going to talk about the real reason why you feel stuck. Have you ever felt that you wanted to pursue a goal or do something and then immediately told yourself, I don't have time. Oh, I'm not ready. I already have enough on my plate. It's going to be too overwhelming if I add one more thing. Then this video is for you. By the end of this video, my hope for you is that you will understand why time is not your barrier, rather it's your belief system. Then we're going to move on to shifting those so that you can go from point A to point B. And feeling stuck would be a thing of the past. So one of the things that people don't think about when they want to pursue something or achieve something that they don't have currently is that you cannot achieve that thing while thinking and being the same person you are. Because if that is the case, you would already have the thing. If you want to go to point B and currently you're at point A, it is natural, it makes sense that you don't have what you need to be in point B. Because if you did, you would already be at point B. So it's not just a matter of time, like the time it takes to go from A to B. Rather, it's about identity shift. Who you are at point A is not going to be the same as the person you are at point B. And to jump from A to B requires you to let go of the stories and the belief systems that are keeping you in point A. It's not a matter of time. 5 years can pass, 10 years can pass, and you're still going to be at point A. Because you have never changed the identity, you have never changed the limiting beliefs and stories that you're telling yourself that are keeping you in this one space. I hope this is making sense, and I'm going to give you an example to hit it home. But before we get to the story, I want to talk about another thing, and that is you are not your thoughts and you're not your feelings. When we want to achieve something, I don't know if you noticed, but immediately you become a lawyer against the same thing that you wanted. Oh, I want to go buy a car. Oh, I want to pursue this degree. Oh, I want to have a family. All of a sudden, if you notice, you will have a list of reasons why it's going to be harder to do that, to achieve that, to have that family, to get that car, to pursue that degree. You are not your thoughts. The stories and these mind chatter that's popping up is not you. You are the soul who lives inside this body. You are the consciousness inside this body. You're not the feeling and you're not the thought. Why? Because you can challenge and change your thoughts, your feelings can change. But your consciousness, the soul, is still there. You are that consciousness, the soul that's witnessing the mental chatter and what the body feels. If you feel excitement, you feel giddy, full of energy in your body. If you feel sad, you feel heaviness. If you're in your mind and all of these thoughts are coming up, then you're in your head. But you are none of these. You are the soul, the consciousness that's witnessing all of these things. But most people don't know that. They think just because I'm having the thought, I am the thought. Just because I'm having a thought of, oh, I'm going to have a bad day. Oh, I'm not prepared. I'm going to have a bad day today. That I will actually have a bad day. But no, you are not that thought. You have the choice to say, I'm having the thought today. And then you can choose not to have a bad day. 10 things can go wrong in your day and you can still choose to have a good day. And I know I sound like woohoo right now, but this is what they do in therapy. These are the things that are so important. It's life skill. And I didn't come this way because I had to learn. I had to read so many personal development books. I had to go to events and like buy courses and be so deeply into the personal development world because that's important to me. And you can understand how important this would be to everyone because if what's blocking you is not time, rather it's the stories and the belief systems that you have. A belief is basically a repeated thought that became a true thing for you. It feels truth, but it's actually not. You can challenge it. And once you challenge the belief, all of a sudden you can see so many ways that it's not true. If something you believe to be true for you is not true for other people, that in of itself shows you that what you believe is actually not true. If you believe that you cannot be a good student and be married, but then there's somebody out in the world in your city who's a married person and a good student, you have a physical evidence of your belief not being true. But most of us get triggered by that. Instead of saying, why do I believe this? And taking inspiration from that. Or even just sitting with the fact that our beliefs are not the truth. So just to recap this part, you're not your thoughts and you're not your feelings. You're a consciousness that's inside of this vehicle, a soul that's inside of this vehicle called body. And you feel sensations in your body as emotions, and you have thoughts in your head and your mind. And all of these signals, the thoughts, the sensations, emotions in the body, they're not you, they're just signals. They're trying to communicate something to you. And at any moment, you have the power to change that. So now let's go to the story of how I understood this concept. And like I said, it took me a long time reading multiple books, going to personal development events and buying courses just to understand how the brain works, how our body works, the psychology of it all. And in this video, I'm going to share it with you. At the end of 2018, I wanted to create a YouTube channel. But every time I think about doing it, I would come up with millions of reasons why I couldn't. I was being a lawyer to the very same thing that I wanted to pursue. One time it's because I don't have time. Another time it's because I don't know about technology. I don't know how to edit. Another time is what people think of me. Um, the list just keeps going on. If I overcome one thing and figure out a solution to that, the next thing comes, and then the next thing comes, and then it never stops. And it took me 6 years, 6 years to make that jump. And at the end of 2024, I created my YouTube channel. So what changed? Is it just because of time? No. It could have been another 10 years and I'll still be the same exact place if I didn't change. But because I changed and I challenged every one of those things that I told you that I don't have time part. In fact, if you look at it in my life, I had more time, more freedom, less responsibility in 2018, being a college student who's working full time than I am right now, who has 2 kids, working, and still learn how to do this. So the time didn't change. I changed. In fact, I had more time then than I do now. What changed is the belief I don't have time. I don't believe that right now. Everything that's important to me in my life, I have time for it. And if I don't, I'm responsible for creating the time for it. Time, problem solved. The other one was, I don't know how to edit. I don't know how to record. I am not a tech savvy person. And that's still true. But that didn't stop me from being on YouTube here recording this video. That is what the 2018 version of me said. And in 2024, nothing changed but me. I didn't all of a sudden go to film school and learn how to edit and like make videos and like professionally. I didn't learn that. I learned everything I know from the internet. And I had access to the same internet in 2018. So the time issue doesn't make sense because I had more time in 2018 than I do right now. The technology does not make sense because I had access to the same internet that taught me how to edit, and how to record. It was there in 2018, and in 2024 it was there. What changed is my belief. Instead of saying I don't know how to edit, I don't know how to record and all of these different things, my belief now is I can learn everything that I need to learn. Problem solved. Another thing on that list was what would people think of me? That is a thing that would stop a 2018 version of me. What would people think? How is that any of my problem? Me showing up authentically as I am is my responsibility. Other people and how they perceive me is their responsibility. I don't have to take on other people's responsibility to stop me from the very thing that I wanted to pursue. Do you see how this is working? It's like your thoughts and your beliefs are the very thing that stands in front of you to get from point A to point B. So you have to overcome these stories that is standing in between. It's not the time. We use the time as an excuse. And by the way, this is a general thing that people, including myself, do, which is we'll focus on easier, simpler problems like I don't have time, da 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 da. Or we will create the problem so that we don't have to face the big things. But if you're aware of it, because most people are not even aware of it, because like I said, I wasn't aware of it. I had to learn and understand that. And even then, work through it. And this is present for every goal, even the most basic ones. And the people who achieve the goals are the ones who push past it or who work through it. Pushing past these stories and limiting beliefs is going to lead to self sabotage. And I know this very well because I have done something similar in a different area of my life, weight loss. After I had my second baby, I have lost 40 pounds in 3 months. And the self sabotage came in sneakier ways because all of a sudden I have reached my high school weight. And I haven't seen my high school weight for a long time. And now, because I worked through those stories, and some of the stories don't make sense. They're not logical, they're just there. Now that I worked through it, I am losing the weight. And I'm not self sabotaging 10 steps going backwards. Because identity changed. I wasn't on a diet. My entire identity changed. I see myself as a healthy person. But at the beginning, I was dieting, I was doing exercises, and my identity didn't change. What I believed about food didn't change. Now, the desserts, the All the sweet stuff that I used to love, when I look at them, I think of the inflammation my body would get because I understand the science behind it. I would think of the inflammation. I would think of the rise in my blood glucose. I would think of the rise in my insulin and all of these different things and how it's damaging my cells, my mitochondria, and how that will not just affect me now, but as I age, it will affect me. It's like I'm trashing my body. But before I saw food as a pleasure, a thing that I was running towards, and now it's a thing that I don't want to infect my body with. Don't get me wrong, I still have something sweet here and there, but they are things that are healthy. I control. I make my own waffles, carb free from animal products. And even then, I don't eat it every day. So that identity change had to happen because when I didn't, even after I lost 40 pounds in 3 months, I went back and self-sabotaged in sneaky ways, in ways that I didn't expect. This is the work that we have to do. This is the work that we need to do in order to achieve the things that we want to achieve, pursue the goals that we want to pursue without self-sabotaging. Going from point A to B requires having the identity of point B. If you don't have it, if you're not willing to have it, it's not going to randomly happen. And even if you push through the limiting beliefs and you come to point B, you're going to self-sabotage sooner or later, just like I did. So I hope I made it super clear that when you're at point A, all the stories that you're telling and all the beliefs that you had about why you can't do or why it's not the right time, whatever your why is, because your why might be different from mine, it's your cage. It's keeping you stuck there. Unless you want to stay here, you got to learn and work through and let it go to get to point B and carry the identity of point B because you don't need more hours and more time in the day. You need a new identity. So I'm going to leave you with this. Ask yourself, what are the things that I want to pursue, but never gave myself the permission to go after them? What is it? What are the things that I am telling myself every time I think about that thing? Is it because I don't have time? Is it because I already have enough things on my plate? Just like I was saying, what is it? What are those stories? And are you willing to put them down? Leave them in point A and not let them be your cage. All right? I hope this video was very helpful. If this resonated with you, please subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be sharing more of this work. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video.